The polar bear, the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, the tree kangaroo, the jaguar, the wood bison, the seahorse, the red-side dace, the bald eagle, the loggerhead shrike. Why are we here? We are here because without us, hundreds of species, thousands of animals would soon be gone. We are here because there is so much more we can do to counteract the loss of biodiversity on our planet. Today, there are as few as 400 Sumatran tigers left in the wild. The giant panda population has dropped to 1,600. Orangutans are critically endangered due to habitat loss and the palm oil crisis. Rhinos will soon be extinct if poaching continues. We are here to act now and save as many species as we can, like the Vancouver Island marmot. Once the most endangered species in North America with only 30 animals, there are now over 400 marmots roaming free in their natural habitat. The Toronto Zoo is here because now, more than ever before, the work we do behind the scenes is vital to the survival of animals and to us. Without our help, many animals could become extinct in our lifetime. When the zoo first opened its doors in 1974, the planet was losing 1 or 2 species a year. Today, the global extinction rate has soared to 3 species lost each day. For the people who work at the Toronto Zoo, this is so much more than a job. It's a lifelong passion with a big impact, not only for the animals, but also for the people who come to visit.
When people see a live animal, they have a desire and a passion to protect that animal. When they see an animal and connect with it on a regular basis at the zoo, then they have an even deeper understanding of what they need to do to protect that species.
The zoo is a world-class facility. We focus on the conservation, we focus on educating people, we focus on the research. It's so important, all these 3 aspects.
We have a responsibility to care for all the species on this shared planet, and the Toronto Zoo works hard to be a leader in the efforts to save wildlife who need our help. It is our job to look after not only the animals here at the zoo, but also their counterparts in the wild.
Our zoo is important because things that we can learn from the animals in our care, research opportunities, things that we can take and transfer to the wild to help wild populations.
There's numerous species that would be extinct if it weren't for zoos, their expertise in husbandry and care of animals, that would absolutely be extinct. Good examples, the black-footed ferret, the Vancouver Island marmot, the golden-lined tamarin, the Przewalski horse. I could just keep going on, the California condor.
Through groundbreaking work in conservation and research, the Toronto Zoo has become recognized as a world leader in the efforts to save wildlife at risk. Inevitably, the work of the Toronto Zoo saves not only lives of animals, but it plays a crucial role in the health of humanity. Dr. Gabriella Mastromonaco is a leading expert in reproductive physiology at the Toronto Zoo.
I think it's important for people to realize when they see an animal in an exhibit that they are a representative of the species in the wild and their counterparts in the wild. And the animals that you do see here at the zoo are showing you our efforts to work with them and their counterparts and what we're learning about them and how we're going to be able to apply it to save the rest of the species that is still in the wild.
The main priority for the zoo's reproductive physiology team is to maintain genetic diversity. In our tanks at the moment, there are herds of bison, prides of lions, and all sorts of wildlife that we don't have enough space for in the zoo itself. However, these specimens fit perfectly well in the frozen zoo and are waiting to help repopulate species as needed. We are dedicated to conducting groundbreaking scientific research that will ultimately save many species that would otherwise disappear from our planet forever.
Zoos play a really important role in terms of protecting species and acting as assurance populations for species that maybe the habitat is no longer there for them in the wild, but if we can keep them for a certain amount of time, we can eventually bring them back to life. It's sort of a Noah's Ark, if you may, for keeping species in-house.
The Toronto Zoo has proudly contributed to the repopulation of several species with great success.
The trumpeter swan. I came back to the zoo in 1989 and we were working on the recovery of this species that had been gone for 350 years.
We returned hundreds of thousands of Puerto Rican crested toad tadpoles back into the wild now.
One really special program that we have going on right now is we're raising little baby turtles for up to 2 years, and then we release them out into the wild. And the biggest thing for me will be the upcoming release of the Blandings turtles, because this is a project that was set in motion 20 years ago and is now coming to fruition. So the first time we ever release a hatchling into the wild will be a remarkable event for the zoo. In my program, we do a lot of work with amphibians and reptiles, but the zoo as a whole does a lot of work to recover species at risk and release them back to where they came from.
We capture hearts with our high-profile programs that demonstrate our commitment to saving species, including those native to Canada. Situated at the doorstep of Canada's newest and largest national urban park in the Rouge River Valley, the Toronto Zoo is passionate about connecting Canadians with nature.
We have a very active polar bear breeding program here at the Toronto Zoo, and so we've had breeding over the years. Polar bears at this stage, they are not looking at reintroducing them back into the wild, but never say never. There's estimated to be 25,000 polar bears left in the wild, with 15,000 found in Canada. So if we can't save them, who's going to? Humphrey and Hudson and Aurora, Nikita and Inukshuk, they're here to be ambassadors and to tell that story of the plight of polar bears in the wild and what they can do.
This key message is a big part of our work at the Toronto Zoo and a big part of our public outreach that we actively take into the community.
We get out into the schools and the classrooms and we ask them to participate actively in conservation.
It's important to teach them, and if they get that close connection, then they'll want to help these animals, even if it's something as simple as conserving your water or your electricity. The dedication that I see and the passion that I see every day here is inspiring.
This holistic approach to wildlife and the planet is why we are here. Sharing this passion with the community is one of the best parts of working at the Toronto Zoo. Through an ongoing commitment to education, the Toronto Zoo is here to inspire children with an understanding and a love for all wildlife and their habitats, so that they may leave the world better than they found it.
It's a balance of having a zoo, to have people come by and check them out and get that awareness and get that, basically that feeling inside of them that they want to do something to help. And then also having that conservation in the wild as well. It has to be a joint thing.
All the work of the zoo is kind of dependent on people supporting the zoo. So the zoo is only as strong as the people that support it and the community that supports it.
I think it is really important to inspire people in this way so that they are educated about the problems in the world. And there is really no better way of doing that than an up-close and personal experience with a live animal.
You can see it in the kids' faces that there's something there that they'd get more of an appreciation for what that animal's all about, instead of just seeing it on a screen or seeing it in a movie or in a book.
We love these animals very much. We work with them for hours each day and we want the very best for them. We're not perfect, but we strive to be perfect and we strive to be the very best.
What keeps me coming back is the fact that I feel like I have something to be proud of each and every day that I come to work for, but more than that, I am helping other people to become proud of what they do.
Part of our education program is to spread the message that no matter how insignificant, all wildlife has a place in nature. Even losing one species is a loss that cannot be replaced. The Toronto Zoo, we're here for life.